This piece was performed for some time without any mention of birth. This was a bizarre omission. But, then again, a male journalist recently asked, what's the connection? Our author, Eve Ensler, was present for the birth of her granddaughter. She was in awe of vaginas before that moment. She is in deep worship now. This monologue is called, I Was There in the Room.
I was there when her vagina opened. We all were. Her mother, her husband and I, and a nurse from the Ukraine with her whole hand up in her vagina, feeling and turning with her rubber glove, all the while talking to us casually, like she was turning on a loaded faucet. I was in the room when the contractions made her crawl on all fours, when made unfamiliar moans leak from her pores, and there after hours when she screamed suddenly wild, her arms striking the electric air. I saw her vagina change from a shy sexual hole to an archaeological tunnel, a sacred vessel, a Venetian canal, a deep well with a tiny stuck child waiting to be rescued. I saw the colors of her vagina. Oh, and they changed. Broken, bruised blue, blistering tomato red, gray pink, dark. I saw the blood like perspiration along the edges, saw the yellow, white liquid, the shit, the clots, pushing out of every hole, pushing harder and harder. And I saw through that hole the baby's head, scratches of black hair, just there behind the bone, a hard, round memory, as the nurse from the Ukraine kept turning and turning her slippery hand. I was there when each of us, her mother and I, held a leg and spread her wide, pushing with all of our strength against her pushing, and her husband sternly counting 1, 2, 3, and telling her harder, faster. We looked into her then, and we couldn't take our eyes out of that place. We have forgotten the vagina, all of us. What else could explain the lack of awe, the lack of reverence? And I was still there in the room when the doctor reached in with Alice in Wonderland spoons, and her vagina became a wide operatic mouth, singing with all of its strength. First, the baby's head, and that flopping gray arm, and that fast swimming body swimming quickly into our weeping arms. Later, I just turned and faced her vagina. I stood and saw her spread, completely exposed, mutilated, swollen, torn, bleeding all over the doctor's hands, who was calmly sewing her there. And then I saw her vagina change into a red, pulsing heart. Heart is capable of sacrifice. So is the vagina. The heart can forgive and repair. It can change its shape to let us in and expand itself to let us out. So can the vagina. It can ache for us, stretch for us, die for us, bleed and bleed us into this difficult, wondrous world. I was in the room, and I remember.